In this video, we're going to talk about another type of graph called a phase diagram. In a phase diagram, you're going to have your three main phases, solid, liquid, and gas. Your x-axis is temperature, and your y-axis is pressure. So when you have low temperature and a little bit higher pressure, that's going to be solid. This will be liquid, and this will be gas, higher temperature. All of your phase diagrams, you'll have a different kind of shape of a Y. Okay, so they're all going to be like this Y shape, but it might be more narrow, like this line might be here, or it might be wider, it might be shifted, like your little point here might be shifted over, but they all, depending on the substance, they can look different, but they're all going to have this kind of Y shape. So a couple more things. This is going to be the melting point line. So usually we would explain that the melting point is a temperature. It's 100 degrees Celsius for water. But actually what happens is that based on the pressure, that melting point can change a little bit. So if we have a different pressure, like if we went to 2.0 atmospheres, it would be a little bit of a different melting point from 0.5 atmospheres, okay? So you can look at it that way. Same thing over here, we have a boiling point line, and that can also change based on the pressure, and it's even a little more dramatic than our melting point line. Right here, we have what's called the triple point. And that's where solid, liquid, and gas will all be present for a particular substance. It's a specific temperature and a specific pressure. All right, so let's answer a few questions. I'm just going to erase this so we can kind of see better with our questions. And let's answer a few questions about this. So the first question here is, what is the normal melting point? Normal just means 1 atmosphere. That's what we would expect. That's what when we say the melting point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, we're talking about the normal melting point. That's at 1 atmosphere. So to find that out for whatever this substance is, you just take your line from 1 atmosphere over to the melting point line and then down to the temperature axis. So I'm going to say it's about 48 degrees Celsius. Normal boiling point will do the same thing. Take your line over to the boiling point line and then go down. I'm going to say that's about 61 degrees Celsius. So that's how you would find the melting point or the boiling point. I can also say, what's the melting point at 2 atmospheres? What is it at 1.5 atmospheres? I don't have to ask for normal. I just wanted to give you that terminology as well. Last thing I want to do here is this question gives you 2 points, 2 atmospheres and 30 degrees Celsius. So 2 atmospheres, 30 degrees Celsius, where those two meet, we have this. That is in the solid phase. What would happen if we raise the temperature to 70 degrees Celsius? Now, since it doesn't tell us anything about the pressure, we know that it stays the same. So if we took this over to 70, still at 2 atmospheres, that is the liquid phase. So what phase transition or phase change is happening? Solid to liquid, that is melting. And that's it for phase diagrams.